Yes. Hello. Hello. They are striking. They are strike. They are protesting. Where are they? They're all over Nigeria. They are protesting. Wow. Yes. I want to talk about the scheduled protest or any scheduled protest that is going to happen in Nigeria. Yes, everybody knows times are a bit tough, times are a bit hard, but we have to look for the right quarters to apportion the blame to. Everybody's always going to blame the leaders of Nigeria. Yes, the leaders have a part to play because they are leaders. But our leaders are just human. Humans are full of errors. And nobody is perfect. There's no perfect system anywhere. Another thing we can do is we can look at what we as individuals or collectively as masses can do to help right the situation. One of the things to keep on hearing is the dollar exchange rate, the dollar exchange rate, the dollar exchange rate. But we're in Nigeria and we deal in Naira. So you can see there is a dollar consciousness. Yeah, and you can, when you now see and check Nigeria fully, you can see most people in Nigeria always like imported things over made in Nigeria things. So, if it's made in Nigeria, most people don't trust it. Most people would rather go for the imported one. And going for imported things is one of the factors because you don't employ Nigerians, you just employ foreigners abroad. So that's like a major problem in Nigeria. Most people just love imported things over made in Nigeria things. The other day I was hearing someone talk about made in Nigeria noodles and imported noodles. They said there's a difference in eating foreign noodles, or the foreign one is more expensive. But I'm like, noodles is noodles, or spaghetti is spaghetti. You just eat it and forget about it. And there are a lot of made in Nigeria products that are very well made. Things like Indomie noodles are world class. I had a cousin who went to London and was complaining that the noodles in London were pathetic. They're not as good as the Indomie. I've heard things about people drinking Star beer and going out of Nigeria and saying there's nothing like Star beer. And there's a product called Top Bond. Top Bond makes world-class gum, and it gums even steps. It's also gum even wood, but it gums steps. So I'm saying until Nigerians as a whole address the lack of not buying made in Nigeria, you're not going to have this lack of jobs and fluctuation in your own currency because you're not using your own currency. You have a lot of people who send their children abroad to school. That really takes a lot of money. And what's wrong with it, at the end of the day, is what is inside the child's head that's going to make the child successful. Not necessarily where the child goes to school, is what's in the head. And circumstances will arise where it's not what they teach you in school, but it's what you've learned from books. So you can't really be buying imported things, buying imported clothing, and expect that Nigeria would improve because you're sending your hard-earned money abroad. You're patronizing and giving your hard-earned labor to people outside Nigeria. You're not putting money in circulation. I have a video about the Nigerian economy where I illustrated this, and I said it's like a family that does not pull together will collapse. If you're not patronizing, if your sister is making shoes and then you're not patronizing your sister's shoes, you're buying shoes from elsewhere, where is your sister going to get her customers from? That means your sister will buy idle and probably fold up shop. Then you have people who make things in Nigeria and they say made in Italy. But you see, that's rather wrong because if you're making things in Nigeria, you should let everybody know this is made in Nigeria. Yes, people will say Nigerians won't buy, but if it's made in Nigeria, you have to improve your quality. You can see the musicians. There was a time when nobody used to listen to Nigerian music. That was like in the 90s until basically maybe Two-Face came up with his African Queen and turned everything around. Now we don't even listen to foreign music anymore. There was a time in the 90s, 80s that people were watching foreign videos. Now we all watch Nollywood movies. We don't really want to watch foreign movies anymore. There's a price that has to be paid for people buying made in Nigeria. And that's the only way to provide jobs And that's the only way to help the Nigerian economy, by providing jobs, by buying made in Nigeria. We buy made in Nigeria music. If you're making shoes, there's no point making writing Gucci on your shoes. Just write a Nigerian name. Yes, you say it will not sell, but if it's quality, after a time, people will recognize it for the quality. Like how they recognize Davido, Wizkid for their quality. After a while, quality would always speak for itself. You know, so there's no point if your clothes are made in Aba, you write made in Nigeria, and Nigerians who say they won't buy made in Nigeria, then you have no right to complain about the state of Nigeria if you're not buying made in Nigeria products. If you're not buying made in Nigeria products, you're not patronizing made in Nigeria shoes, you're asking your shoemaker to write Gucci, then you have no right to complain about the state of Nigeria because you're not interested in Nigeria. So why are you complaining about the state in Nigeria? If you want to talk about Nigeria, you have to have invested in Nigeria. So that's why it all borders down to we're not patronizing enough made in Nigeria products. Patronizing made in Nigeria products would create jobs, to create wealth, and to enable people to come and start investing their talents, their energy in Nigeria, knowing that things that are made in Nigeria will work. So anybody who is thinking of protesting, if you're thinking of protesting, you should protest why you're not buying made in Nigeria, why you're not working harder, why you're not thinking harder, because basically this is the only country we have. You can run away elsewhere, but you're still going to hustle. You can go abroad, you're still going to hustle, you're still going to work. So why don't you just basically hustle in Nigeria, work hard in Nigeria? You know, it's not as if the abroad is any better. It's the same land, it's the same earth, but they've just worked harder on themselves. They've worked harder to produce. So Nigerians have to work harder, and most importantly, they have to patronize made in Nigeria products. It's not about working hard and buying foreign things, buying expensive foreign things. It's about buying made in Nigeria shirts, made in Nigeria shoes, made in Nigeria chairs, made in Nigeria biscuits, made in Nigeria food. The more made in Nigeria we buy, the more jobs are created. The more jobs are created, the more there is money in circulation. The more money there is in circulation, the better the economy becomes. So it's all about investing in Nigeria. We have to invest in ourselves. People who invent things, we have to patronize what they've invented. People who invent electric cars in Nigeria, we have to invest. There's a phobia about investing in Nigeria, but how can you invest abroad and expect your country to improve? It's like a man who is not investing in his business and you want your business to improve. It's not possible. Or you're not investing in your child. You have a child, you're not feeding your child, you're feeding somebody else's child. How would your child grow? It's what you invest in is what will grow. So this is my video for today. So if you want to protest, I'll say don't bother protesting, I'll say work hard. So till next video, take care of yourselves and buy made in Nigeria. Hello? Are they protesting? They've stopped protesting. Okay, they're now working. Okay, thank you.